Welcome back, guys. This is Tony Porter, Tabletop Baseball Digest, and here we are with Time Travel Baseball Game 1 of the 1973 World Series between the New York Mets and Oakland A's. The Mets are in Oakland, and it's the top of the seventh inning. The A's lead it 3-1. Both starters are still on the mound, and Kenny Holtzman is pitching to John Milner in the top of the seventh with nobody out. So how do you play Time Travel Baseball? Very, very simple. We're going to roll 2d6, one red and one white. If the red one is higher, then we read off the pitcher card. If the white one is higher, then we read off the batter card. It's that simple. When you get something that says take a gamble, there's a set of cards that you're going to grab from. I have these classic cards that I was able to pick up on the internet, but they also, when you buy this set, it comes with a deck of cards. It's the newer cards. This is what the newer cards look like. And it gives you information, okay, about what happens. And let's look at the cards I will be using today. They look like this. These are the classic cards. They're smaller and they're more classic looking with that classic font. All right, I was able to pick this up from, I think, the son of the creator that had a few of these sets left. It's in pristine mint condition, and those are the ones that I'll be using. All right, so let's get started. Let's play some Time Travel Baseball. This is one of my favorite World Series of all time. Yes, sirree. Mets versus the A's. It goes to 7 games, despite the Mets having really a 500 record and barely making it into the playoffs. They ended up in the playoffs. I believe they beat the Reds, and then they went on to face the Athletics, who were a dynasty by 73. They had been in the playoffs in 71, 72, 73, 74, and 75 with this pretty much the same team. Let's roll some dice and get this game. Let's continue this game here in the top of the seventh inning. See what happens. All right, so that's going to be off the pitcher card, and you're going to add them up. That's a 6, and that's a hard hit ground ball to the right side, and Gene Tennis, he's going to flip to the pitcher covering for the first out. So John Milner, the lefty, hits it hard on the ground to the first baseman, Gene Tennis, and he flips it to Holtzman, covering the bag. Cleon Jones has a little bit of power. So I'm using I Score. I know it's not all that. What happens is when you touch it with your fingers, it gets all grimy and greasy. That's why you should always protect your cards. And I can protect these cards as well. I have some new sleeves. I'm not going to do that right now. All right, so here's Cleon Jones. Let's roll those dice. And that is going to be, again, off the pitcher because the red is the higher die. And that's going to be an 8 and struck him out. So Jones checks his swing, but the first base umpire rings him up. And that's the second out of the inning. And here comes Jerry Grody. And this time it's the batter card, which is the higher number, the white die, and that's going to be a 9 off Grody, and that's a hard hit ground ball to the left side. Bando, he's up with it, fires, high throw, Gene Tennis with the nice stretch, and that retires the side. 3 up and 3 down for Kenny Holtzman. This is game 1 of the 1973 World Series. You can watch the first 2 parts, and now you're in the last part. So get a better idea of how you play this. Okay, so now Kenny Holtzman's up against John Matlack. And the score is 3-1 Oakland. And I know that Kenny Holtzman had a dangerous bat in the World Series. I'm not sure if it was 72 or 73, but we're going to use dangerous at bat pitcher hitting card. And that is, okay, those are doubles. Now, when you get doubles, okay, when you get doubles, you pull a card. And whatever the picture shows you, that's who you're going to read it off of. So that's a big number. Those are double 6s. This could influence the game in a big way right here. So I don't know if you can see that picture, but it's a batter, right? It's right in there. And that means that you're going to read off the batter card. And a 6-6 off the batter card is a drive in the gap, and that's going to hang up there. We'll stop, get there. No, Kenny Holtzman, 6-6, pop, fly, double. That's going to drop in there, and Kenny Holtzman is in at second base with a double. Looking at the wrong card. Should have maybe done something like that, right? All right, but either way, it's a pop-up double. And here comes Bert Campaneris, the leadoff hitter. Okay, so Matlack gives up a leadoff double to Holzman, and the Mets already trail 3-1, so he's going to get a visit from the pitching coach. Up is Bert Campaneris, and I don't bunt with guys at second base. Just don't do it. Here's a pitch, and that is a 7 off the pitcher card, and that's take a gamble. Let's grab a gamble and see what happens. So there's a runner at second, right? This is important. This is where you're going to go on this card. Second base, single. If center fielder or catcher total at least 6 points, man at second is out at home. If so, man on first takes third base and batter into second. All right, there's nobody at first base, so we don't have to worry about that. Okay, so let's add up the points for Grody and Don Hahn. So let's do that. Don Hahn has in center field, he has 3 points. Grody's a good catcher, and catcher has 3 points. So they're going to throw Kenny Holzman out at the plate, right? So it's a single, and they're going to wave Kenny Holzman around. He stumbles a little bit, and he's out by 10 feet at home plate. And batter goes into if there was a guy on first base. Okay, there's no guy on first base, so the batter will take second base on the throw. So it's a single, and Campaneris, he's out at home, and he's tagged out. It's 8-4-2, and then runner advances to second base. So Campy's at second base now, and it's going to be Bill North. And we may go into the bullpen. We may go into the Mets bullpen here. I'm thinking about doing that. Let's see who we can grab out of there. Have the bench players and the bullpen players over here under some other sets. I got to do a video on the mess that I have here. All right, let's see. So we are going to, this is the A's. Where are my Mets? There's somewhere out here. Okay, so I found the Mets. And who do we have in the bullpen for the Mets that we can bring in this situation? Harry Parker is one of my favorite guys in 73, so I'm going to bring in Harry Parker. He's a right-hander facing Billy North. So I'm looking for, there he is. There's Harry Parker. He will bat, he's going to bat ninth. That's the problem. Okay, when the pitcher's bad, you got to figure out what you want to do. All right, so Harry Parker's going to come in. He replaces John Matlack. John Matlack pitched well. He's in the 7th inning with 1 out, and he's allowed 3 runs. The runner at second does belong to him. And let's move this out of the way. We're not using that right now. And let's roll some dice. Bill North with Campy at second base. Here it is. And that is off the batter card of 5, and that's going to be a base hit single. And let's see what that tells us to do. Base hit single, base hit single. All right, single. Batter reaches first base. Runner at first moves to second. Faster, daring runner takes third. Other runners score. So they're gonna wave Campy around, and he's gonna score easily. And then Billy North on the 5 has a plus sign. There he goes. The throw down. He is safe on the stolen base. Give him the stolen base, the automatic stolen base. I don't think they have a steal chart here on this. I think it's just an automatic stolen base, or you can at least play it that way. Yeah, I don't hit runs. Oh, stolen base attempt. Okay, hold on a second. So Billy North is daring. You can try to steal whenever alone on base, but if it's a plus sign, I think it's automatic. You can always try to steal, but on a plus sign, it's automatic. I believe it is. I believe that's what that means. Here we have, yeah, from what I remember, it's an automatic, plus. Batter steals next base if open, yep. All right, so I know this game a little bit, enough to teach it. All right, so here is Joe Rudy, one of my favorite players of all time, played with my team in one of the leagues I was in for about 3 years, actually 4 years, and then I had to give him up. All right, so Harry Parker is now going to face, wait a second, what happened there? Bill North hits medium line drive to single, Campy scores, Bill North steals second. Okay, so here's Joe Rudy. Pitch from Parker, and that is a 4 on Parker's card. It's a chop ground out. So he's a righty, so that's a chopper to third base, and he's going to hold North. So it's going to be a 5-3 with North holding at second base. Looks North back to the bag. And now, had he been a lefty, I let North move over to third base. That's how I play this. All right, and here's Reggie Jackson, a lefty against Harry Parker. And if we walk Jackson, we'd face Bando. Let's walk Jackson intentionally. And I'd rather face the righty. And that's a 5 off the pitcher card. It's a deep fly ball. Left center field, back goes Jones, and Hahn is out there, and Hahn calls for it, makes the catch. Don Hahn runs across the field and makes a spectacular catch to rob Sal Bando of a double. At least a double, if not more. All right, so that ends the inning, but the A's come up with one big run, and in the bottom of the 7th, they lead it 4-1. Here come the Mets. Kenny Holtzman is still the pitcher for the A's. He will be facing Don Hahn, Bud Harrelson, and then the pitcher, which we'll probably see a pinch hitter. Here it is. That's a 10. The high number is the red, so we will read a 10 off a pressure play. Ooh, a pressure play. Now, this, I believe, can be handled as a strikeout. And that's usually what I do. I just handle it as a strikeout, and I'm going to do that because I'm starting to remember. Played this a lot, believe it or not. Played in a league. I think it was a couple leagues or a couple of tournaments at least. So yeah, pressure play is going to be, we're going to include that as a strikeout. So that's one away. So down goes Hahn. Next is Bud Harrelson. And that is, again, double. We're going to pull a card. One of these classic cards, and that's a batter. So we're going to read the 5-5 off of the batter, and Bud Harrelson manages a walk, a base on balls. So Holtzman loses him, and he's on at first base. And here we're going to get a pinch hitter for the Metsies. For my Metsies, what did I do with them? Here they are. Now, not Kranepool, obviously. Kranepool's a lefty. We got to look for a righty, and we're going to look for George Thurgood or George Theodore. So Theodore will pinch hit. Let's see if I have him on the roster that I wrote in. I don't write everybody. I kind of write them in as I go, but from now on, I'm putting this away. I'm going to be using Digital Diamond Baseball. That's the best way to go. All right, so add sub George. George Theodore. He will be pinch hitting for Parker. Parker's out. And the pitch from Holtzman with Bud Harrelson at first base. Again, more doubles, so we got to pull a card. See what happens. Where are we going to read it off of? Again, another batter, so we're going to read it off the batter card of 5-5, and that's a short single. Now, what happens to the runner on a short single? I have these memorized. Reaches first, runner advances one base. Daring with 2 out, moves 2 bases. Okay, makes sense. Yes. All right, this game is very fundamentally strong. Has all the basics. It covers all the basics. So we have runners on first and second. The tying run is at the plate. A's lead it 4-1. We're in the top of the 8th inning. Let me just check some of these cards that I have set up here and make sure that I have a good mix of pitcher and batters. It looks like, oh no, all the batters are in one place. Okay, I see what happened here. So I didn't shuffle them. Yeah, now all the pitchers come up. Okay, that's why I'm getting... So I have to mix these up a little bit. All right. So we are ready. And it's Wayne Garrett. Hold on a second. Let's roll for Wayne Garrett, see what happens. So that is going to be off Wayne Garrett's card because the white one is higher. That's a 6, and it's a sharp ground ball, and I play those as a 6-4-3 double play. And I think that is the result. Sharp ground out, batter out, double play if a runner on first base. All right, so it's going to be a 6-4. Now, this says something interesting. It says double play if runner is on first base. Head most advanced force runner is out. Other runners advance 1 base. If first base is vacant, man on second and third must hold base. Okay. So this is going to be what did I say? He's a lefty, so it's going to be a 4-6-3 double play and runner to third. 4-6-3 double play and runner to third. Oh, no, is that going to be out? That's going to be the third out. So runner advances there, and then it's a double. No, let's try that again. Ground out, 4-6-3 double play. Runner advances, and the other 2 are a double play. Yeah, that ends the inning. Oh, that's a killer. That is a killer. All right, bottom of the 8th inning. We need a new pitcher for the Mets. Who's it going to be? Gene Tennis is at the plate. Mets are going to go into the bullpen, and they're going to grab somebody. Who is it going to be? Jim McAndrew is going to come out. So McAndrew is going to come out. All right, Gene Tennis against Jim McAndrew here in the bottom of the 8th. The A's lead at 4-1, first game of the 1973 World Series using Time Travel Baseball. Check out their Facebook group. It's the best bunch of guys ever, and they are highly, highly excited about this game, and they have tons of files for all types of seasons and all types of tournaments and all types of playoffs and World Series and on and on and on, all for free. Just go to the file section. You can pull that out. All right, so this is going to be off the batter card. It's a 7. That's a high fly ball, left center field. Jones and Hahn converge, and it is Hahn who calls off Jones. Out number 1, Ray Fosse. And that's going to be off the pitcher card, a 7. And take a gamble, so we get to pull a gamble. All right, see what it says. There's nobody on base, so you read none. None on base. Batter reaches first base on catcher, error. Alert with nimble play. Catcher retires, batter at first base. Yeah, my catcher, I don't think is going to be that. Let's see. Let's see if he's alert. Or, wait a second. I got to look at Grody. If I'm bunter, Grody is not. I think Nimble should be on him. On his card. And alert would mean that they are the home team, and the Mets are not the home team, so they don't get alerts. So I don't have to worry about that. Okay. So it's an E2. So batter reaches first base on catcher, error. So Grody drops a little number in front of the plate. Grody pounces on it, picks it up, bobbles it, throws the first, not in time. And Fosse beats it out. He's on an E2. So he's on at first base, and next is going to be Green. Now, I don't have that special player that, Alexander, I think, comes into the 74 series. He's not in there in 73. I don't know that the Athletics have anybody who just steals like automatically that way, pretty much. Yeah, I don't think they have anybody like that in 1973. That starts in 1974, where they get Washington, and there's like one other guy that does that too. Okay, so here's Dick Green. Here's the pitch. There's 1 out, so that's a 6 and a 1. That's going to be off the pitcher. That's take a gamble again. So let's grab another gamble card. Now this time we have a runner on first. Wild pitch, runner to second. If catcher's a 3, it's a foul out. So catcher is a 3, so that's popped up. And Grody waits for it to come down and makes the catch. So that's a pop-up in foul territory. So that's how a catcher can help you out. So this game has a lot of good features and details that really make better players stand out from weaker, lesser players. So I really like that about this game. And it's a lot of fun. It's easy to play. You can just pop. It doesn't take up a lot of space. The cards are small. You don't need a lot of charts. I'm just using this one page on both sides. And you can play this with your nephew, with your grandson, whoever it is, granddaughter and niece, whatever it is. Kenny Holtzman's up now. And we are going to go to pinch hitter. We're going to go to the bench. Yes, we are. We're going to call on, we need a lefty. It's going to be Mike Hegan is going to come out. I don't know if he was available. Mike Hegan. Yeah, I think he was because I have him in here. And I took this directly from the Baseball Reference 1973 World Series roster. So Hegan will come in. He will pinch hit. There's 2 outs. Here's the pitch from McAndrew. And that's going to be a 3-5. The 5 is higher, so that's off the batter card. And that's going to be an 8. Strike 3. Got him. And that retires the side. All right, so last licks for the Mets. Down 4-1. Felix Mian leads off. They're going to bring in Raleigh Fingers. Yes, sirree. Raleigh Fingers is going to come in to pitch. He is their closer. Their ace in the bullpen. Raleigh Fingers. Let's grab him. He's got to get 3 outs here for the Athletics to win game 1. All right, let's see where we're at. Here it is. So Holtzman is out, Fingers is in, and it's Felix Mian. Here's the pitch. Oh, and that is going to be off the pitcher card of 7. Take a gamble. Nobody's on base, so you look at none at the bottom. Batter safe at first. Third baseman error unless he's a star third baseman. So let's look at Bando. Is Bando a star third baseman? Let's see. Depends. He is not a star third baseman. All right, so he makes an error. So he boots it. And that's runner on base for the Mets in E5. So right now we got the Athletics with 4 runs, 8 hits, 1 error, 8 left on base. The Mets, 1 run, 4 hits, 2 errors, 3 left on base. So the tying run is on deck now. Rusty Staub. And the pitch, and that is going to be a 7 again, another gamble card. And let's grab it. This time we have runner on first base. Hard ground out, careless. Batter, so they're not careless because they're the home team. Batter safe at second. Hard ground out. Careless, batter safe at second. Runner to on the second baseman's error. Runner to second, daring it to third base. So it's going to be a hard ground out. There is no careless because they are not careless. They're the home team. And let's see. A hard ground out is going to be a batter is out. Runner advance 1 base. Alert defense retires runner from first base at second base for a double play. Oh my goodness. So he is a lefty. So that's a hard hit ball to Green. Green goes to second for 1. Back to first. Double play. Oh my goodness. 4-6-3. All right. So the Mets down to their last out here. John Milner facing Raleigh Fingers. Top of the 9th. The Mets lead at 4-1. Here's the pitch. And that is a 5 off the pitcher card. And that's a deep fly ball. Right field. Back goes Jackson to the track. He waits, makes the catch, and the ball game is over. The A's win it. Win game 1 of the 73 World Series replay using time travel baseball. Hope you enjoyed the presentation. It's short and sweet. You can watch the first 2 parts of this game so you get an idea of the flow. It's a lot of fun. The win is going to go to Kenny Holtzman. The save goes to Raleigh Fingers. The loss will go to John Matlack. I don't remember the game Seaver started, but it may be the next game. Not sure. I'll be playing that game. So, tune in to watch the 73 World Series played with time travel baseball. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe my channel. And I will see you soon. Check out all my other videos. Right now, I've been playing a lot of long ball. Check that out. And I will be presenting Field Day very, very soon. Take care, guys.